Hello YouTube, it's me, Berg, and I'm here with a new video. Now before I get into the actual video, I have a couple of things I want to say beforehand. First off, I'm so sorry that I haven't posted a video since mid-June, or probably early June. I've been wanting to post something and I've been editing a video for the past 2 weeks. But I've been having technological difficulties and have not been able to post it, so I have to refilm that video, which was a 35-minute video because technology, my editing software sucks. So I have to figure it out. I have to see if other videos will work, and if you're seeing this, then I got it to work. So I'm going to try to get the video that I had planned to post like 2 weeks ago. I'll try to get that out as soon as I can. Also, if you hear any noises, like any bangs, that's probably thunder outside. It is super hot and it is thundering. Also, that explains my appearance. It's summer, it's hot, I don't have my fan open, and I closed the window to try to make sure the thunder noise didn't annoy you guys. So I'm sweating my balls off. But anyway, let's get into the video. In this, I am going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag, which again I planned on filming weeks ago, but because I had editing problems with my video that I wanted to get out beforehand, I did not get to this, but now I'm finally getting to it. It is halfway through July, which is not necessarily mid-year, but whatever. I'm doing it now. I'm actually doing it, so I'm happy that I'm just getting it out there. So let me just get my Goodreads up so I can see what books I read, because I don't remember. So let's see. So I've read 26 books so far, which is pretty good. Last year I only read 25 books in total throughout the entire year, so I'm doing so much better. I didn't tell you guys this, but I am hoping to read 45 books this year, so I'm way over the halfway mark. I'm 6 books over the halfway mark, so I'm doing pretty well. So hopefully I'll be able to get all 45 books read, and hopefully I'll make it to 50, but I'm not making any promises because I know that once I start school, which I'm doing a master's program, but that's for another video. I'm hoping I'll still be able to read, but if not, school comes first, so I might not be able to read for fun. Anyway, to the questions. First up is the best book that I've read so far. Now let me see. I have a couple in mind, but I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna go with the Amber Spyglass, which is the 3rd book in Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials series. And I'm saying this 3rd one was because the first one was good, it gripped me in. The second one got a little bit better, but the 3rd one, oh my god, all of the emotions, all the feels, and it really tied the story nicely together and ended it in such a nice, not necessarily happily ever after way, but it was a fitting end, and I could see why it was ended that way, and I just loved it. That series, I think, has kind of made it into my top series of all time. I have to reread it again so I can know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that series is now one of my favorites. Question 2. Best sequel you've read so far. For this, I'm going to say, let's see, I've only read a couple of sequels. I'm gonna say The Dark Prophecy, which is the 2nd book in the Trials of Apollo. Now, if I had read any other series, like for the first time, because I did read The Chronicles of Narnia again, and I think that, and I would say the His Dark Materials, but I already said that for a question, so out of the other books that I've read, that's the only sequel, and it was a pretty good one. It's not as good as, say, the other books in his Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, or even the, what was it? Holy crap. The Heroes of Olympus. I knew that, but for some reason that I thought it sounded wrong. But anyway, it's not as good as those, but as a sequel, it was a pretty strong sequel. I do want to see what happens next, because this book, it was good, but it wasn't great. So I want to see what will happen, because I'm thinking this book was kind of like a bridge between bigger plots, so we'll see how it goes. Question 3. A new release that I have not read yet, but I want to. I have it here because I borrowed it from the library, so this is a spoiler for my hopefully soon to be posted library haul. And it is Gemina, The Illuminae Follows. Gemina, wow. The Illuminae Files #2 by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I read Illuminae in the spring of 2016 and I really enjoyed it, and I could have, I think, gotten this during Christmas time, and I was close to buying it, but I wanted to save my money, which never really happens, so you have to be proud of me. But yeah, so I've been wanting to read this since then, and I only was just able to get it now. I didn't buy it because, again, I want to save my money, so I just borrowed it from the library, and hopefully, I think this might be the next book I get to read next, because I really want to read it. Question 5, biggest disappointment. Yeah, I have a couple. Let's see. We've got Replica by Lauren Oliver. We've got Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. We've got Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. It's the first book in the Grisha trilogy. And then finally, This Savage Song, which is the first book of Monsters of Verity by Victoria Schwab or V.E. Schwab. Those 4 books were highly hyped on BookTube, and I just don't see why. Again, you'll see this in a video that I'll be posting up more of my thoughts on these books, but all you need to know is that they were extremely hyped on YouTube, on BookTube, and I disagree with it. They don't really deserve the hype in my eyes, so I was really disappointed in those books. Question 6, my biggest surprise. I think I'm gonna go with, there's 2 books that I can pick. You know, I'll just talk about both of them. First is The Diviners by Libba Bray, which is the first book in this series. I don't know yet if it's going to be only 3 books or if there's going to be 4. But anyway, I really enjoyed this book. I picked it up purely because I've read one of Libba Bray's other books, Beauty Queens. I read that book, which is basically a female version of Lord of the Flies, and I really enjoyed that book, so I was kind of glad to excited to read another book by her. I didn't really know what this book was about, but oh my god, I loved it, and I really did not expect to love it as much as I did. This also, once I get to the other books, which one of them I borrowed from my library again, spoiler. I just can't wait to see. I hope the next book does not fall flat, because that would crush me so much, because I really enjoyed this book. The other book that kind of surprised me, not necessarily with how good it was, but with the premise, was Arcadia by Ian Pears, don't know how to pronounce his last name. But oh my god, just when you read the blurb that's on the on the back of the book that kind of explains or gives a little short gripping sentence or 2 of what the book is about, it doesn't say anything. It does grip you, but it does not say anything about the actual story. It doesn't reveal anything, and because of that, I did not expect anything that happened, and oh my god, it was so good. It really was just a whirlwind of stuff being thrown at you, and it was really good. I enjoyed that whirlwind of stuff being thrown at me. 7, favorite new author. Now this is difficult, because I don't know. I don't like saying someone is a favorite when I've only read one book. So because of that, I might just go with Libba Bray. Oh, but also Philip Pullman. I've read 3 of his books. You know what? We're going to go with Philip Pullman because I did really enjoy his Dark Materials series. I really, really enjoyed that. And if you haven't read that yet, read it now because 1, it is getting picked up by the BBC, and it might actually, I think, start soon. I don't know. I have to check it out. They might have just started filming, or it might have been like airing soon, or it might be airing soon. And also, he's coming out with like a sequel series that is following up with some of the characters that you meet in his Dark Materials. So definitely recommend you check his Dark Materials out. Which, if you're in the US, the first book is called The Golden Compass. If you live anywhere else, it's Northern Lights. 8, newest fictional crush. Now this is difficult. I don't remember any of the characters' names, so I have to look it up in my notebook. Sam Lloyd from The Diviners by Libba Bray, because he's just so cheeky and he just seems so fun, even though he does kind of annoy the main character, whose name is Evie. He's just adorable and I like him. The other person would be Will, which he is a character we meet in The Subtle Knife, the second book in his Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. He's just adorable. He loves cats, and I just remember him being so nice to cats. And honestly, that's a way to win my heart. Just be nice to cats. Newest favorite character. I think it's going to be, we'll go with the female character in his Dark Materials. Her name is Lyra. She is a spunky little girl who just is badass at 12. and she's just amazing. If I had read this book when I was younger, I would have been so inspired by what she does, because she kind of does do boy stuff. She does adventures, she hangs out with all the guys. I just think she would have been a great inspiration if I had read this when I was younger. 10, a book that made you cry. I don't actually know if there was one that made me cry. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go with the Amber Spyglass again, because that ending, oh my god, it made me bawl. It was perfect, it was fitting, but at the same time, it did not go the way I wanted, and it was sad. It was a sad ending. Like I said before, it wasn't happily ever after. It was a sad ending. It was fitting, again, but it was sad. A book that made you happy, which is the 12th question. No, it's the 11th question. I'm gonna go with The Dark Prophecy by Rick Riordan, the second book in the Trials of Apollo series, because any Rick Riordan book makes me smile and so happy. Even if something super serious and intense is going on, I love his writing style. It makes me smile. All of his references are amazing. All of his jokes are amazing. And all of the little haikus that Apollo has as like chapter headings, oh, they're amazing. And they just want to make you laugh, or they just make you happy. 12, favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year. Now let me go look at the movies that I watched. So I watched 6 movies that I watched for the first time this year, like they weren't rewatches, and 5 of them are based on either books or comic books. None of them I've read. So I'm just purely basing the answer on this question on how I thought the movie was. Okay, I'm gonna go with 2 because it's too hard to pick. Well, actually no, I can only pick 1 because the other one I watched in July, and that's not half the year. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Wonder Woman. That movie was just so kick-ass. I would have wanted to pay to watch this like 5 times. That's how good it was. And I'm not one for DC movies usually, but this movie, oh my god, it got me into it. And oh, Gal Gadot is just goals. I wanted her hair after I saw the movie because it's just amazing. And I'm not someone who usually envies dark hair. Don't get me wrong, people with brunette or darker hair are beautiful, but I never wanted it for myself because I always thought it would like wash myself out, or it would make me look like my family, which is not saying that's a bad thing, but I like being different. So her inspiring me to want darker hair, that's a tricky thing to do. That's not an easy thing to do. And also, she made me want to go to the gym and work out. Didn't happen, but I had a little bit of inspiration or motivation to go just so I can be as badass as her. And oh, just the movie was amazing. It was really good. If you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend it. Even if you're not really into comic book movies, if you are sort of interested, I would say go watch it. It was great. 13, favorite video I did this year. Let's see on the YouTubes. I haven't made many videos this year, so it might be hard to decide, but there might not be any decisions to be made because I might not have many, well, I don't have many videos. I think I'm gonna go with my library book hauls, or my book borrowing hauls, because those are fun to make. And I like how editing them because they're usually short, sweet, to the point. And then I have been getting better with them and adding like the title and a little bit about the book in like a little thing on the screen for you guys to see, because that's how I would wish other booktubers would do it, so that way even though you have the book hanging here, you can't really see the title because it's kind of far away and it's not focused entirely on the book. So having the author's name and the book title and a little bit about the book, like the genre it's in, it's helpful, and I hope you guys find that helpful too, because I know I wish other people did that, because they don't even link it down below or list it down below sometimes. That annoys me. I want to know what book you're reading, and sometimes it's so hard to catch it when they're talking in the video. So yeah, I really like those books, or those videos, because I think, put a little bit more effort in, and I'm doing something that I wish other people would be doing while I watch their videos. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna go with those. Most beautiful book that you've bought or received this year. I don't think I bought any books in the first half of this year, so I'm gonna leave this blank for now because I I really didn't buy any books. All I bought were books after June. And I don't want to count those because that would be cheating. So yeah, I'm sorry I don't have any books that I thought were pretty that I bought. And I don't remember the covers of the ones I borrowed, so I'm gonna go with sorry, there's none. And finally, 15. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? Well, I know one of them is Origins by Dan Brown. This is the 5th book in his Robert Langdon series, and if you guys don't know, that series is like my favorite, one of my favorite series of all time. It's, of course, my favorite adult series, because like that's the only adult series that I've read. But it is a really good series. It has like conspiracy theories and art history and action and adventure, well, not adventure, but like it's just a great book. I really enjoy it. As of now, I'm excited for the 3rd book in the Magnus Chase series. I know I was a little disappointed in the 2nd book, but that does not mean by any means that I'm not going to read the 3rd book. Of course, I'm going to pick it up as soon as possible. I might even still get it on my Kindle so I can read it the morning it comes out. I'm not sure. We'll see, but I'm still going to read that, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. I also know that the 3rd book in the Diviner series by Libba Bray is coming out in October, but that all depends, my excitement depends on whether the 2nd book is good or not. We'll see soon. And then also, like I said before, Philip Pullman's 1st book in his new sequel trilogy, I think, is coming out again in October, so I'm looking forward to that. I want to eat it up. I'm pretty sure this 1st one, it's either about Will or it's about Lyra. I don't remember which one comes first, but I'm just so excited. I can't wait to read that book because I devoured his Dark Materials trilogy, so I can't wait for this new series to start. But yeah, that is my answers. Those are my answers to the mid-year Freakout book tag. Let me know your answers. I'll list the questions down below. I'll list the books I named down below. And I might even list all the books that I read in the first half of the year down below, just if you're curious. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys hopefully really soon, but we shall see if my editing software will allow. Bye!